welcome to the deep dive. So you've sent over a whole bunch of source material, which is great. It all seems to focus on a really crucial topic for anyone starting out.
Yeah, how to actually market your business using social media when, and this is the key part, you've got absolutely $0 for a marketing budget.
Exactly. It feels like that classic David versus Goliath situation, for entrepreneurs, for startups, proving you don't necessarily need deep pockets to make some noise.
That's right. The material really cuts to the chase. It's all about getting the maximum impact, maximum growth, without spending actual cash on paid ads. It's about being smart, using the free tools that are already there on social platforms.
And I noticed one angle that pops up in the sources is this idea of maybe looking into boosting profiles directly.
Right. Yeah, the material does mention that as something people explore. It even points to places like rapidboost.net as a site you might look at for those kinds of services as one potential avenue discussed.
Okay, interesting. So our mission today is to really dig into all these sources. We want to pull out the most valuable insights, the actionable stuff you can use right away to boost your business. Pure creativity and consistency, no cash involved.
It's a deep dive into organic reach, really. Building a community. We're going to see what the sources say really works when money's off the table.
Okay, let's kick things off with the first big theme from the sources. Building that brand presence without spending anything. How do you even start that? No fancy agency, right?
Well, this is something the material really highlights as crucial. That first impression on social media. Super valuable. And optimizing it costs nothing.
Right.
So even with a $0 budget, consistency, clarity, they're key. They build that instant trust.
But how do you actually do that for free? The sources talk about finding your voice, your look.
Exactly. And they point to free tools you probably already know about, like Canva, for instance.
Oh, yeah, Canva's great.
You can use it for a simple logo, consistent banners for your profiles, figure out a color scheme that feels right for you, even nail down your core hashtags. The big takeaway, the sources keep saying, isn't perfection, it's consistency. Across everything. Profile pic, posts, stories.
And the profile itself, the bio section, that's like your free shop window.
Totally vital. The sources really hammer this. Make your bio crystal clear. Instantly tell people, what do you do? Who do you help? And why should they even care enough to follow or click? And they also suggest using relevant keywords there. Like if you're a vegan bakery Boston, put that in the bio. Help search. And always, always have that one clear, actionable link.
Okay. What about credibility? Social proof. How do you get that without paying for ads or influencers?
Social proof is your free superpower, according to this material. Costs nothing. Massive value. Just ask happy customers for a quick testimonial. Simple as that.
Right.
Share positive reviews you already have, maybe from Etsy, like the sources mentioned. Screenshot them for stories, make a highlight reel. Good idea. And probably the most powerful thing, reposting user-generated content. UGC. Photos, videos of real people actually using your product or service. Seeing that builds authentic trust way faster than an ad.
That makes me think of that case study in the sources about Mia, the indie jewelry seller.
Her story is a perfect example, yeah. Started with absolutely zero marketing money, grew her Instagram following tenfold,
What?
and got 80% of her sales directly from Insta just by using these free tactics. She'd DM buyers, ask to share their photos wearing her stuff. She'd make simple graphics highlighting good reviews. She constantly reposted UGC.
Tenfold growth and 80% of sales just from free stuff and relationship building. That's pretty powerful.
And it really shows how that authentic customer love, when you make it visible, is just a huge asset you already have. Costs nothing to showcase.
Okay, so you got the brand basics down. What's next? The sources say the real engine is engaging content right, using just your phone and, creativity.
And this brings up a key point from the material. Do you need super high production value? Often the answer is no.
Really?
Yeah, authenticity often wins. Something raw, real, relatable. It can connect way better than something overly polished that feels like an ad.
So it's more about what you say and how you connect, not fancy cameras. How do you figure out what connects with your audience, though, with no budget for testing ads?
The sources say, observe, track closely, look within your niche. What posts get comments? What gets shares? Is it quick tips, behind-the-scenes stuff, personal stories connected to your brand? Or maybe it's interactive things like polls or question stickers and stories. Pay attention to the UGC people are already creating in your space. That tells you a lot.
And to avoid burnout, trying to post constantly, they mention content pillars. What's that about?
Yeah, think of them like 3 to 5 core themes or topics related to your brand. So instead of stressing daily, you plan around these pillars. Like for that sustainable baker example, maybe it's baking process, food waste tips, seasonal ingredients, and customer features. Planning around pillars makes batching content way easier, keeps things consistent but varied.
What about trends like TikTok sounds, Reels challenges? Can you jump on those without looking, cheesy or forced?
You absolutely can, and the sources suggest you probably should. Trends offer free visibility. But, and this is the crucial bit they emphasize, stay true to your brand.
Right.
A local gym using a trending workout challenge makes total sense, attracts the right people, but forcing your handmade soap business into some random dance trend, probably not helpful. The trend needs to serve your message.
Makes sense. And showcasing value through micro content. What does that look like practically?
It's about delivering value in small, consistent bites. Think short stuff. A 30-second video with one quick tip, a carousel post with 5 quick ideas, a story poll asking opinions, a daily shout out to a customer. The goal is to train your followers to expect little nuggets of value from you regularly. Makes you a welcome part of their feed, not just another seller. It really shows how much you can achieve with just simple tools and, strategic thinking.
Agreed. So you've got the presence, you're making content. Now, how do you actually grow, increase reach, make connections without paying? The sources call these growth hacks.
Yes, and the material really pushes back against that idea that organic reach is, totally dead. It's definitely changed. But there are still smart, free tactics that work really well if you put in the time.
Like hashtags and location tags. They seem basic, but are they still important?
Absolutely critical. The sources really emphasize this. Don't just use the massive hashtags. Research medium volume ones, maybe 10,000 to 200,000 posts. Your content has a better chance of being seen there.
Ah, okay. Not the million post ones.
Exactly. Mix broad tags with niche ones specific to you, and always use your own branded tag. And location tags, gold, especially for local businesses on Instagram or TikTok.
And what about making friends with micro-influencers? That sounds like it costs money.
Doesn't have to. Micro-influencers may be 2K, 20K followers. They often have super engaged niche audiences, and they're more open to collaboration.
How does that work for free, though?
The sources suggest a simple barter. Offer a free product sample or a free service session in exchange for an honest review or a shout-out. It's a cost-free way to get your brand in front of a relevant new audience.
Okay, that's clever. And the simplest, maybe hardest hack? Just engaging. Commenting, DMing.
This might be the most powerful strategy the sources highlight, but it's often overlooked. Treat every interaction like building a relationship, not just selling.
Right.
Dedicate time each day, even just 15-30 minutes, to leave genuine, thoughtful comments on others' posts in your niche. Share their stuff with credit. DM people to compliment their work. Suggest maybe doing an Instagram Live together. That reciprocity, it builds goodwill, gets you noticed, expands your reach naturally.
What about contests? Giveaways? Don't they need prizes?
Not necessarily cash prizes, says the material. Run giveaways using your own product or service as the prize. Ask for likes, shares, tags, comments to enter. You can even team up with a complimentary business. You both offer a prize, promote it to both audiences, double exposure, 0 cost. Just be super clear on the rules.
That local florist case study seemed like a perfect example of this.
It really was. Simple tag a friend giveaway on Instagram. Prize was a free bouquet, tripled her followers in 2 weeks, and saw a 30% jump in foot traffic, all with 0 ad spend. Just community magic.
That's amazing. Leveraging the community itself, asking them to bring friends in, combined with a desirable but free prize, creates real results.
Exactly. Asking your followers to participate and rewarding them, it's a huge engine for organic growth.
Okay, so presence, content, growth hacks.
Oh.
Now the sources shift to something deeper. Community building. Turning followers into real fans, advocates.
This is where the long game is won, according to the sources. It's not just follower account. It's about building that loyal group who will actively promote you for free.
How do you do that? Private groups were mentioned.
Yeah, like a private Facebook group, maybe a Discord server, or a closed LinkedIn group just for your most engaged people. Gives them that insider access feel. You can spotlight members, host exclusive Q&As, share behind-the-scenes stuff only they see. These little micro-communities keep you top of mind, build deeper connections, and members often invite others in.
And user-generated content comes up again here. But but focus on community.
Absolutely. Make it super easy and rewarding for fans to share their experiences.
Mhm.
Actively ask for their stories. Feature their photos, their videos using your product. Maybe a Fan Friday feature.
Nice idea.
Create a hashtag challenge just for them. When people see their stuff being celebrated by you, the brand, they feel valued. It encourages them to share more, become advocates.
Hosting free virtual events is another one.
Yeah, free Zoom webinars, regular Instagram lives, Twitter Spaces chats. They cost nothing but provide huge value. Offer tips, interview guests, do Q&As. Promoting these boosts your authority, attracts new followers interested in the topic, builds community around learning together, no venue costs.
And just listening. Seems simple, but maybe overlooked.
The sources are really strong on this. Listen. Act on feedback. Reply to DMs, comments, suggestions, especially criticism. Handle it gracefully. Show you're listening. When your audience feels heard, feels like their input matters, they stay engaged, share ideas, and become your best word-of-mouth marketers.
That case study about Sarah, the startup coach, really seemed to nail this community part.
Totally. Built a 2,000 subscriber email list, a thriving practice basically on zero budget. How? Free weekly LinkedIn Lives, inviting people to a closed Facebook group.
Wow.
Inside the group, she constantly spotlighted member successes, facilitated discussions, brought in guest experts, all organic. Result: a super loyal, referral-driven business built purely on free platforms, shared value, and community care.
It really shows that building that strong community, it could be the most powerful growth engine, completely separate from ad spend. Connection is the currency.
Authenticity, value, connection. That's the trifecta.
Okay, we're near the end here. The final strategies and the sources. Cross-platform multiplication, making content work harder, and getting free press, DIY PR.
Yeah, this section is all about efficiency, really. Take your best stuff, optimize it, and reuse it across different platforms. Amplifies your effort without costing more money to create new stuff all the time.
So adapting content is key. You can't just post the same TikTok everywhere.
Exactly. The sources stress this, that TikTok tip. Chop it for reels, for stories. Key points from a LinkedIn article. Turn them into a Twitter thread. Audiences are different everywhere, so you gotta tailor the format, the tone.
And scheduling tools help keep this consistent.
Massively. And many have free options. Buffer, Later, Meta Business Suite. Schedule your batched content. Keeps you visible consistently, which algorithms like, even when you're not actively posting. Consistency is huge for organic growth.
What about tracking metrics? Sounds complicated or maybe expensive.
The sources say focus. Don't get lost in data. Look at the metrics that matter for your $0 goals. Which posts lead to profile visits? Which videos keep people watching? Which CTAs get clicks? Which collabs brought followers?
Yeah.
Use the free analytics built into the platforms. Double down on what works based on that data. A/B test simple things. Focus beats, chasing every trend.
And discovering untapped communities. What's that mean?
Basically, experimenting. Look beyond the usual suspects, maybe relevant subreddits on Reddit, answering questions on Quora, niche Facebook groups. Always add value, don't just spam links. Engaging with local media or podcasts on social might open doors too.
And DIY PR. Getting free press sounds hard.
Less hard than you think. According to the material, no agency needed. Sources point to places like Ashmaro, Help a Reporter Out, daily emails with journalist queries.
Okay.
Search hashtag journal request on Twitter. Find journalists on LinkedIn looking for experts. The opportunities are out there.
And then you just pitch them.
Pitch your story. Keep it short, compelling. Who are you? What's your unique angle? Why would their audience care? Tailor it. Include facts, maybe a quote. Offer photos. Make it easy for them.
And if you do get mentioned, shout about it.
Absolutely. Crucial leverage. Highlight that press everywhere. Social media bios, as featured on. Stories, email signature, website. Press builds credibility and often leads to more press. All for free.
That baker, Dina, her case study showed this perfectly.
Right. Got quoted in a national magazine just by responding to a Twitter query. Then she plastered that win everywhere, Instagram, email, bios. That single free mention tripled her Instagram followers in a month, gave her huge credibility she then used to get more free features. Textbook springboard growth.
It's amazing how one free media hit, leveraged smartly, can just ripple outwards like that. Visibility built through outreach is a powerful free asset.
Totally. Spot the chance, then make it work for you.
Okay, so let's wrap this up. Pulling it all together, what are the core actionable steps the sources outline for a $0 social media plan?
Yeah, the material boils it down to about 6 key steps. 1. First, define your North Star. Get clear on your unique voice, your look, your main themes. 2, choose just 2, 3 core platforms. Focus where your audience actually hangs out. Don't spread too thin. 3, batch and schedule content. Use those content pillars and free tools for consistency, less daily stress. 4, engage daily. Spend at least 15-30 minutes genuinely interacting. Reply, comment, join conversations. 5, collaborate creatively. Look for barter deals with micro-influencers, cross-promos, simple giveaways. 6, measure and iterate weekly. Look at your free analytics. See what's working, what's not. Tweak your approach.
That feels really practical. This whole deep dive, looking at your sources, it really shows that $0 marketing isn't just a dream. It's doable. With ingenuity, consistency, real connection.
Exactly. And the sources really conclude powerfully on this. Your growth isn't limited by budget. It's limited by your willingness to start, to experiment, to keep going. Authenticity, creativity, ambition, they reward you way more than just throwing money at ads.
So for everyone listening, the big takeaway seems to be that your stories, your value, your daily interactions, that's the real currency for organic growth, not dollars. And here's a final thought from the material to chew on. What's one micro win, maybe a small success, a quick useful tip, or even just a thoughtful question that you could share today on social media to start building that community and showing your value?